Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another year and another year of Rehab Garage. I thought I'd start out the day a little differently today. I'm around the back of the sheds, and I thought I would go over with you all the cars, all the projects that I've got going on at the moment. So I'm going to start with this one right here. This is a old Corolla that I got for a very, very cheap sum. It's not in the greatest condition. As you can see, it's pretty much just holding up solar panels at the moment. It's missing all the lights at the front. It's literally just been a bush basher that we use for driving around the farm here and whatnot. So yeah, it's got an excellent paint job on the roof. But yeah, it just does what we need it to do, and that is it starts whenever we put fuel in it and turn the key and a battery, and just keeps going and going. You know, typical old Toyota toughness. So, I mean, it doesn't really get much TLC. It's, we pump tyres up, put a battery in and go usually, and have a bit of fun. We run into trees with it and everything. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So, moving on to this guy over here. Trailer for moving various ship boxes around. This guy here is next on the list. The old revolting Skyline. So this guy's been ignored quite a bit lately. I've charged the battery up to see if I can get it going. So we'll see what happens with that. I've got a bunch of GK Tech goodies to put into it. And so I want to get those done so I can hopefully get to Archie and QR and do a few events, especially before Archie shuts down. Hopefully QR and other places will be around for a long time as well. So that's where this guy sits at the moment. Half the interior out, getting ready for the hydro handbrake install. We've also got super lock lower control arms to finish off the front angle kit that I put on there at the end of last year, and then never got a wheel alignment again. And yeah, haven't driven it. So that's where this guy stands at the moment. So I'll move on to the next guy. This one here, my daily driver, the only one that I don't touch mechanically. Good old four-wheel drive Ute. Ute for picking up all those RB25 gearboxes when you break them. I'm kidding. It's just handy. I actually use it when I go out camping and all that sort of thing, as you would. But yeah, this thing's just reliable, puts in the kilometers, and yeah, obviously it plus the trailer, ultimate tow rig, the old camping setup. Yeah, this guy just goes. Alright, let's move inside the shed now. So as we move over here, you're probably going, haven't seen that Skyline before. And you'd be right. I picked this guy up at Christmas time. Again, another project. There's things like, you know, terrible paint on it. Horrible clear coat. Bits of rust. Very stock, which is what I kind of wanted. Again, paint problems on the front bumper bar. Headlights are not so bad, need a bit of TLC. Well, the whole car needs TLC really. Like there's even rust spots in the bonnet. And yeah, so this one, again, fixer-upper. It needs a lot of TLC. I started having a look at it and found that a lot of the pipe work in the engine bay was being held together, or consisted more, I'm trying to do this one-handed, it's not really going to work, consisted more of electrical tape than actual pipe work, including the fuel system, which was quite alarming. So things like this were completely cracked. I've just did a temporary fix, obviously, to get things going. And yeah, fuel wise, see that one's cracked. This one I've replaced already. Just doing some basic stuff. And so yeah, the plan is to jump in and replace a lot of those rubber lines. And I'm cleaning up the fuel system. I've got a new fuel filter in there at the moment. That I've just done, and it never had a boost controller, so I had a TurboSmart eBoost 2 sitting around, so I'm chucking that in there. I've actually already pulled the stock crossover pipe and blow-off valve off, and I chucked a Cefiro one in instead, which doesn't have a blow-off valve at all. There's some terrible stuff happening here with a mishmash of old pipes to make that, so I've ordered a Truss G-Ready replacement part. I've got a bunch of parts actually already for this car. I've been going a bit crazy. But yeah, so you'll see that on the channel this year. But it brings me to our last vehicle over here. So under the cover up here, we have the 180SX. So where I left it off last year, I just put in this Nismo power brace, chucked in the GK Tech Superlock LCAs, just to go with it. I didn't like what the stock ones are like when I did it. Power steering's been run across. I've got a bunch of work still to do on the wiring, like that's the alternator there. Nothing's plugged into it pretty much except for a ground. Still got to put fluids in the gearbox. All the drivetrains in. I'm working mostly on the exhaust and intercooler piping at the moment. Obviously the intercooler pipe's done, but there's still 2 more to go in the engine bay, plus making the dump pipe, and you know, fitting things like this up. My horrible welding. Some of the first welds I did, unfortunately. But yeah, so that is where the garage is at for the start of 2021. I'm going to get cracking and probably work on the rusty Skyline rather than the revolting one. I'm going to have to work out good names for these for when I talk to you guys. With that, I'm going to leave you to it. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys or girls next time.